Hey, ¿qué tal estás? Te doy la bienvenida a un nuevo vídeo en el que vamos a descubrir cómo se construye una guitarra eléctrica. Hoy vamos a visitar el taller de Nik Huber. Acompáñame.
Hey,
Hello
Carlos.
Nik, how are you, my friend?
Come in, Carlos. Welcome.
Nik me va a ir contando paso a paso cómo se construye cada guitarra.
Here we have mainly tops. These are European maples, flame maples, quilted maples, redwood, you know, all Madagascar rosewood. Here are some older guitars. For example, this is an Orca, which I made in 1997. This is the second Orca I made. That's a very early piece.
So, the first step, building a guitar.
You know, if, let's say I have an order from Carlos. Let's say you want an Orca. We need to find a top, we need to find a body, we need to find a neck, and we need to know what kind of fretboard and headstock overlay you want. And then so we're going to select the woods in these rooms, and then we go to the machine room and start building. Let's say we have a top.
Yes.
This would be a one-piece burl maple. And then we would need a body. Now follow me. And here I have some prepared body woods. So these are two-piece. We usually cut them to size, we glue them up, we thickness them, and then we weigh them, and then we classify them in 3 categories. So we have lightweight, medium weight, and heavier wood.
How much difference is in the sound depending on the weight?
I think it's always difficult to say better or worse. I think there's no right nor wrong. Obviously, people are looking more for lightweight guitars. Also, when it comes to fretboards, this is all Brazilian rosewood. This is very old material from the 60s. We had a lot of Madagascar rosewood. Yeah, this is Brazilian. Here we have the ebony. And what I also do, I save all the very precious cutoffs of, you know, this is burl maple. You see how the burl looked out in the outside. I don't know yet what I will do with them, but I save it. The necks we usually have in warmer places towards the machine shop. Should we go on?
Yes.
Ready? This is my favorite place in the whole shop. This is the machine room where everything is going to be processed. So here you can see the top and the back wood. They are already glued together and these are clamped to prevent the wood from warping right now. You know, if you have 2 different thicknesses and 2 different species of wood glued together, they tend to move a little bit. So now we have the top glued on. What we would do now is go to the CNC and cut the back of the guitar. That would be the back of the guitar. And when we have done the back of the guitar, we would flip the guitar over and process the top. Let's make a neck. This is going to be our neck. So this is a rough blank. We prepared like this. Headstock ankle is on, truss rod channel is in, and we would cut it to this. And then we add the headstock sides. These pieces come from this area, which I removed from the back of the neck. So these pieces are now glued here. If we're done with this, we will shape the neck to a rough outline. So now we have already the truss rod in. And what we do now is we surface the area where the fretboard is going to be glued on, and we surface the area for the headstock. And then we will glue on the fingerboard. So then the headstock veneer comes on. And then the neck is going on the CNC. So now we glue on the binding around the neck, and then we process the neck later. The fingerboard is done, we have fretted the neck, the part goes to Matthias, and he is then sanding. So here the magic happens after guitar sanding. So this is Mitch and Foxy. They make sure the guitars will look nice after sanding. What would happen next after sanding is that mostly Marcus would stain the top. Then Hans, Fox or Mitch would base coat the guitar. After base coating, everything is going to be flat sanded. Then the burst would be applied, sprayed. Then after the burst, clear coats are shot on the guitar. And then the guitar will dry. So here's the thing we do differently than others. We shoot our base coats before we glue in the neck. So we have the first set of clear base coats going on the guitar without the neck glued in yet. If we have the first coats of base coats applied, we glue the guitar together.
How long are the guitar here?
I would say we could actually get the guitars through here in six weeks, but a lot of drying time. So especially nitrocelluloses, we give a lot of time to dry properly.
This is where you get the
high gloss finish.
High gloss finish.
The polishing, right. So then you, and so this is for the thinner parts in the cutaway areas and the headstock. This is for the surface. So this is the final assembly room. This is how the guitar comes from Marcus. So the finish is done, sanded, brushed or buffed if it's high gloss. And the fretboard is still taped off because we want to prevent the fretboard from the finish. And then Christine usually bundles up a few guitars, do all the frets, do all the nuts, and by the end of the week all these guitars will be assembled.
What about the pickups?
Oh, here. Here you can see how electronics are prepared. The parts are going to be aged because we do a lot of aged parts. So all the locks and washers and nuts are going to be aged to make them look old artificially. So this is all the kitchen for aging. Guitars are ready. So here Christine is dropping all the guitars which are finally assembled. What happens next is, let's say this particular one has a Brazilian rosewood fingerboard, so we would need to apply for CITES. So all the paperwork is going to be sent out to make sure CITES come with this guitar. Meanwhile, I can check the guitar, we'll do the certificate, either I write the certificate or Aaron, I sign every certificate. This is ready to go. Certificate is on, it's final checked and gets it to the packing room, box it up and ships it.
Así que amigos, esto ha sido todo. Chequead el sitio de Nik. Gracias Nik por atenderme. Podéis ir al website de Nik Huber y ahí también tenéis todos los dealers para poder hacer vuestros pedidos. Tienen todos los modelos allí, pero también podéis pedir vuestro custom model. Nos vemos en el próximo vídeo y ahora voy a pensar yo en mi próxima guitarra.